inside your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word. Lay here beside me. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I never dared to ask if we're gonna last. I'm needing all your love, needing all your love. Oh, when you, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts. Your blood is pumping, I feel it in your veins, surfing your heat waves. Your taste is different, somehow it makes me brave. Chemical nature. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. Oh, when you, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Oh my God, I'm a fool, thought I'd never fall into you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's so cruel how I'm loving the things you do. Ooh, yeah. Oh, when you, oh my God, you know you're playing your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I'm a sucker for hearts.
Okay, hello. Oh my goodness, I have not done a live stream in a super long time. It's been, I think the last one I did was in January, so I'm a little out of practice. Also, we are in a new location. It's the same house, but we converted one of our extra bedrooms into an office space so that I have a place to work on books and to film YouTube stuff. So this is the first time actually that I am debuting all of this backdrop. And I don't know, I might add more to it, but I kind of like the minimalism of the backdrop. I've got my really fun neon sign back here, which you guys don't get to see super often. And I was trying for so long to think about ways I could incorporate this into more videos and stuff, but there just wasn't a great place aside from mounting it on the wall, and we didn't have any space for that until we redid this room. So it's there. Just below it is actually the date for Curse of Wings and Darkness, which is my steamy vampire romance, which comes out October 1st. Really excited about it. I am finishing the interior formatting. I'm also currently writing a bonus scene that I think I'm going to include in the back of the book. I've never done that before, but I think I'm going to include it and use it as kind of a launching point for my newsletter. So that'll be there also. Also today, oh my gosh, let me grab them. They just came in. So let me grab one. So I just finished a Kickstarter campaign. It is the first campaign I've ever run that was funded. I've done 2 now. This is the first one that got funded, and it was for the omnibus of Guardians of the Sixth Gate, which is my paranormal, inspired by inspired by Greek mythology, fantasy romance. And so the 3 books plus 3 new bonus scenes are all in here. The Kickstarter backers, they get their edition signed and everything. They get all the fun swag, the goodies, an additional 4th scene that hasn't been put anywhere. And these books are going to have their edges sprayed silver. They're going to be so pretty. And so this book is actually available now if you want to purchase an ebook or this beautiful hardcover edition. You can get that right now through KDP or wherever you like, Ingram Spark. It's on all the places. So wherever you want to buy books, it's available there. And you can get the entire trilogy in one beautiful edition. So it is there. They just came in like an hour ago. So I sat the boxes down on the floor real quick. They're all sitting right here. And so this is my next project, probably starting tomorrow, is to get them prepped for sprayed edges before I sign these beauties. And that's the last thing that go out to Kickstarter backers. So if you're one of those Kickstarter backers who supported this project and ordered the omnibus, it's coming your way very soon. So let me put this back down. Keep them nice and safe. So we've had that. We talked about Curse of Wings and Darkness. Tonight, we are working on Trial of Flame and Wings, which is my project for Camp NaNoWriMo. Camp NaNoWriMo, the goal isn't necessarily to write an entire book in a month. And this is not a book that I have started in the month of July. I started July at, let me look over here at my notes, 18,043 words. So I had already started this book. I was already a pretty good way into it. My goal for Camp NaNoWriMo is to finish the draft, because that would make going into August a lot easier. The end of July, I start working with editing clients. That is also something that is new since I've done live streams. I have expanded my author business, my Amy Prokopis Publishing LLC. So now I offer editing services. So the link's in my bio. If you click the link tree down below, it'll give you all of my social media links. It'll give you my website. It'll give you a direct link to find all the editing services, as well as the merch site, because I do have my Read Books, Be Kind campaign. It's also there in my merch, as well as being a monthly video I put out, just celebrating mental health and keeping our bodies healthy inside and out. That's the whole theme of it. So I think that covers everything that is new since I've seen some of you guys in a live stream. I would love to hear in the chat. And some of you have told me through like social media and stuff, a lot of you guys have, but I would love to hear what everybody is working on. If you are participating in Camp NaNoWriMo, or just in general, what you're working on, what kind of things you'd like to accomplish in July, I would love to hear more about it. So let me know. If you've never been a part of one of my live streams before, what we do, is we typically do 3 sprints. So we'll go 20 minutes writing, and then we will chat in between, and we will do 3 20-minute sprints. So that is what we will do tonight. It should time out to be perfectly 10 o'clock or close to. Sometimes I go a little bit long, and I figured I might, since it's been a while since I have done one of these, but I am super excited to be here with you guys. I've missed doing these live streams. It's dedicated writing time for myself. It's time to chat with other writers. I've had a lot of fun connecting with some of you guys over the years. So glad to be back and at it. All righty. Yes, I am working on Trial of Flame and Wings. I brought the big stein today for my water here. So I've got that. This room is a tad messy. Like I said, when the books came in, the omnibus, I just stuck them on the floor, and all the packaging is now out because Finn ran through here. There's toys in here because he was in here while I was working on the backdrop and everything. Hopefully you guys are all digging sort of this minimalistic look like I am. I kind of like it. I don't want to make things too busy behind me. And I kind of like the way this pink shirt is just like popping off of everything. So, okie dokie. So, how long have I been talking? Oh my goodness. 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes. Woo! I try not to talk quite like, don't want to go longer than like 15 for sure. All right. So, for tonight, sprint number 1, I am starting at 22,074 words. So, when I do these live streams, I don't know if I've ever told you guys or not, but when I do these live streams, I pull off a little sticky note for myself and I write down 1, 2, and 3 for the different sprints. And I will tally at the beginning of the sprint, I'll write down the word count, and then I'll do that again at the end because I kind of like to know what I average during these sprints. They definitely help me focus in better to do them in writing sprints. I've also learned that when I'm not doing live streams like this, or I'm not doing a writing sprint, or I haven't joined somebody else's, I've also kind of learned that doing sprints like this, and then instead of the talking portion, I take a brain break and I go do something physical instead. Usually for me, it means writing for 20, 30 minutes, and then I go do the dishes and come back, and just all the other house stuff around here. And that seems to work really well for me. So I don't know how the rest of you write. I tend to do stuff like that. When I write late at night, I put on music. I make playlists for all of my books to help set the scene and the tone, especially. And I will listen to those playlists and just write and write and write. And I usually end up writing too long. But that's when I write at night, I do that. If I write during the day, I typically will do kind of that sprint brain break thing. So how do the rest of you tend to work? I've heard lots of different methods. Most of my friends, my writing friends, listen to music. Most of them, not all. I've gotten to where I can write without music in the background, but it definitely is easier to get things going if I have music going first. So because I didn't want to be too loud tonight because the rest of the family is just down the hall, and we're getting Finn down for bed, I plugged in or connected my AirShocks to my iPhone tonight. So we're going to be listening that way. So I'm going to go ahead, get that pulled up. Let me find that playlist. And our 20-minute timer is up on the screen. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons below if you are enjoying this, if you are excited like I am to sit down and get some writing time done. I am so excited to get back to this book. Like I said, I'm 22,074 words in. I do need to go back and kind of read a chapter before because I'm in the middle of a really tense scene in this book. I'm at chapter 10. I'm on chapter 10 of Trial on Flame and Wings. And things have shifted a lot with our characters. We've definitely set the scene. We've learned who all the players are. If you haven't seen my Camp NaNoWriMo announcement video, I talked all about this project. This book is a little bit like Serpent in the Wings of Night meets Fourth Wing. There's dragons, there's a lot of romance. But basically, our main character is Princess Ren Bellator, and she's third in line for the throne. But her father, the king, is a tyrant, and her brother's not much better. He's actually a little bit more unhinged than their father is, and they treat her terribly. And her plan is to basically usurp the throne um, and win her own freedom and free the rest of her kingdom. And to do that, she has to win a trial called the Trial of Marriage for her own hand. And no princess has ever entered herself into it. It's not something that is done. It's very much looked down upon. No one has attempted it or talked about it before. And so she is doing that and has been training for that to be successful in it. And we have set all of that backdrop. And now we are really, really starting to get into where all the characters get to interact and do fun things. So I'm excited. But first, I need to read through chapter 9 to get into that pivotal moment. So we're going to do that. All right, enough of me talking. I just said a minute ago we don't want to go longer than 15 minutes, and it's been 17. So 20 minutes up on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. Let's see. So, because I had to read a little bit, it took me a little longer to get started. So, I only wrote 148 words, but I feel like I've got a grasp of where I'm going and I've refreshed my memory. So, I think sprint number 2 will be a lot more profitable. So, that is good. In addition to my goal of just trying to finish this draft for Camp NaNoWriMo, I also set a goal of trying to write 1,000 words a day. I don't necessarily mean that I'm writing every single day. I mean more that I want it to equal out to be like 1,000 words a day. Most of the time when I sit down to write, I'm writing more like 2,000 or more. When I sit down to write. So I just want to keep the momentum going. So I set myself that goal because it reminds me to try to sneak in a session if I can, because even just a little bit here and there adds up really quick. Oh, Cassie, hello. I don't think I have ever seen you on one of my live streams. Not that I necessarily keep track of everybody. I try though. I recognize a lot of your names and faces. So, welcome. Happy to have you here. What are you working on tonight? Hopefully, it has been a good week for everybody. It's midway through the week. Tomorrow is also the 4th of July. For those of you that live in the States, how are you celebrating? I think I just have dinner plans. I think we're getting together with another couple friend and putting all the kids together to play and just having dinner. So nothing too fancy, but it will be nice, I'm sure. It's always nice. And then also, if I have some time, maybe writing tomorrow morning, probably not tomorrow night. So we will see. Funny thing to note also, I got 148 words that sprint and I ended on 22,222 words. So kind of a funny little coincidence there. Yeah, funny enough. I'm trying to think of other things that have changed since I've done live streams like this to update you guys about. I just looked at it. I finally splurged and I got a Kindle. Funnily enough, the Kindle case matches my shirt today. I swear, pink is not my favorite color, but my nails are also pink. Oh my gosh. But I got a Kindle. I got the black Kindle Paperwhite. I have not read on it because I am still currently finishing the Throne of Glass series. I'm on Queen of Shadows. I'm loving that book. What is everybody else reading? What are all of you reading? All of my friends are kind of reading, for the most part. There are a couple of us that have already read Throne of Glass, but a lot of us are reading that together right now. We're all in different places though. So it's been a fun adventure. I did read, not on my Kindle, but I did get 2 not audiobooks, Kindle books. I got 2 ebooks for my trip. A couple weeks ago, we went to Cancun for a destination wedding, which was beautiful. Stayed at an all-inclusive resort, and I read the first 2 books in the Twisted series. I read them on my phone, and while I was on that trip, I had already planned on getting a Kindle, and it just kind of like just didn't jump to do it. And I'm so glad I went ahead and got one because you really can read in like weird lighting on this thing. So like when you're in the sun or at night and not feel like you're bugging people. So I am really glad that I went ahead and I purchased that. Plus, I am going to use it to proof my own books, especially my ebooks. I'm going to download like BookFunnel copies. I use BookFunnel to get my ebooks out before they go Kindle Unlimited, and for like ARC readers and stuff. The link to join my ARC team is in that link tree, by the way, because I'm starting to work and curate that list for Curse of Wings and Darkness. So if you would like to read a steamy vampire romance, go submit that form below. But I'm going to use that Kindle, I think, to proof a lot of my books and stuff. I have been wanting a Kindle, but I don't know which one. I also went back and forth. I knew that I would use it for business purposes a bit. And so I almost got the Kindle Scribe. And then the more I was looking at it, and I did a lot of thinking about the ways that I would use it for the business purposes. And I decided I'm not going to do a ton more than like highlight and such in there. I don't think I would do any deep editing at all on the Kindle. And so I decided to pass on the Kindle Scribe and I just got the Paperwhite. And so far I'm really happy about it because it's also a little smaller, which is really what I wanted because I found that what I liked about reading ebooks on my phone is just the size here and the convenience of it always being on me. And so I got the pink case because I don't feel bad tossing it in my backpack and everything on the go. So I'm really excited to have that on the go. So much so, and I've been dying to read the rest of the Twisted series that after I read Queen of Shadows, I may have to do a bit of a palate cleanser and switch to the Kindle and do the third book, Twisted Hate. I may have to do that next. Hello, Felicia's here. I love your sign. Thank you. I'd have to look to see the shop, but I got it off Etsy. I think it was around Black Friday, and there was like a bunch of Black Friday promotions going on. And so I purchased it there and I love it. It is in white. It came with the option to plug into the wall or to do battery operated. I have it plugged into the wall, and I did not expect it to come with a remote with so many options here, but I can dim the light. This is actually on the lowest setting because if it's any higher than this, it kind of just like messes with the camera. But I can set how bright I want it. I can also set it on in like patterns, I guess, to flash, which is crazy. And I can set it on a timer. So if I want it on for like, if I only wanted to set it for the duration of the live stream, I could hit maybe like 60 minutes or so and it'd go off, which is kind of nice. I'm definitely going to have to turn it off because the curtains in this room broke this morning. So I'm going to have to do that and make the room nice and dark. It does close off and there's really not much in this room, but it is a little strange to be able to look out this window and it's just the street view with all the lights on in this room. It's a little bit strange. So gonna have to get some new blinds. I was just sitting here working in this office and they just fell apart. I didn't do anything to them. They just fell off the window. Let's see. We're going on 46 minutes. And I need to do a better job checking Instagram and my other social media comments because I sometimes people post things there in the comments or reply to the live stream the stories, my stories, rather than hop on the actual video if they can't. So I need to do a better job checking that during these live streams. Just for the purpose of going ahead and getting through stuff, I think I may go ahead and start on our next sprint. We will do another 20 minutes and then we will come back and chat some more maybe. When editing, do you have a certain number of drafts where each one has a specific purpose? Like draft for development, draft for line editing. For the most part, I've actually gotten to where I read back through some of my work as I go. I know I really shouldn't do that, but I do a little bit and I catch things as I go back through. Like reading before I started this stream in that first sprint, I had to go back and I kind of sped read through a chapter just to catch myself up and get back to where I was started. And I actually found that I had repeated a lot of things. And so I actually had to remove some of the word count, unfortunately. But I do a little bit of that. But I definitely do have drafts like what you're talking about, where the first draft is almost always developmental. And that is definitely the way that I do developmental editing for other people as well, which includes a little bit of um, like copy editing. So I'll catch grammar mistakes. I'll do formatting if it looks funky. I do kind of all of that in bulk, but what I'm really looking for in that first pass is all those developmental things. So does the story make sense? Are there any plot holes? Are the character motivations lining up with behaviors? Would it be normal for this character to react this way to whatever's happened? I do a lot of that mostly in that first pass through, but if I see other things, I try to catch it as I go also. So that way, when I get to draft two, it's mostly just the copy editing and the line editing. And so I only go about that far in my own editing process just because I am so meticulous with that first pass. I know a lot of people don't do it that way. Um, a lot of people need to like focus on one thing as a time at a time as they go through, and I do think that's more like traditional. I think that's the way most people work. I think it's just my ADHD brain. I need to kind of switch between two things to keep focus sometimes, and so I end up doing a little bit of both. Yeah. Um, that's a good question though. Any of those I love asking other people that question also because everybody writes a little bit different. And it's always fascinating to me to see what works for other people because sometimes I'll try it out and I'll be surprised that something that works for them works just as well for me and sort of changes things in my own process. So I love to ask authors questions like that also. Alrighty. Second sprint of the night. Make sure that you've subscribed and liked below. If you are not following me on social media, you can do that also in the description box. We are on to sprint number 2 of 3. We're going to do 20 minutes. I'm starting at that funny number, 22,222 words. And we're going to pick up where we left off on chapter 10. And I will see you guys in 20. 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. Hopefully that wasn't going off too long because I definitely lost track of our time. Um, let's see. I got to 22,603 words. So how did everybody else feel about that sprint? Hopefully it was a good one. It was definitely a lot more for me. I got 381 words that time around, which is a lot better than the first sprint. We are a little over halfway towards our 1,000 for the day. So that's awesome. And I'm definitely planning on writing a little longer after the stream. Let's see, because I missed some comments in places. I started reading Keepers. Finished chapter 1 and a few pages into chapter 2. That sounds, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up. Going to finish chapter, then off to bed I go. I have work tomorrow. You have to work on the 4th? Oh, man. That is also speaking of work, that's something I really haven't updated you guys about, and that is a big one. I finished my job. I left my school counseling job at the end of this school year. So right now I am self-employed. I'm just doing the author thing and editing thing. I am finishing certifications to be a licensed counselor. So the plan is to do that. And in addition to my writing, because I can set my schedule better, I can see as many clients as I want, and it'll give me a lot more flexibility to grow with the writing as I go. So that'll be awesome. I also really like psychology, and the therapy side of things was my favorite part of counseling at school anyway, and it was the part I got to do the least of. So I'm excited to do more of that. I think that's also why I like developmental editing so much, and I tend to put so much work into that section of editing because a lot of developmental editing is about things like your characters and their motivations, what they want, and what influences their actions. So, and that very much is psychology. So it just fits everything that it just makes a lot of sense, right? It all comes together. Cassie says, what inspired the lore for this book? That's a good question. Gosh, when did I have the first idea to write this book? I think it was, I knew I wanted that. Okay. Years ago, I knew I wanted to write a book about dragons. That was even before Fourth Wing and the craze that has been dragons since. I knew I wanted to write a dragon book. One of my favorite books growing up that really influenced my writing in a different way was Aragon. I loved that series growing up. And I just knew I really wanted to write dragons, and I wanted to write them a little bit different. And then Fourth Wing took off, and close to the same time, I read Serpent and the Wings of Night. And there were a lot of things I liked about that book. And so I got a lot of inspiration for different things from that one book. Like, I wanted to write vampires that were more traditional, that gothic, definitely gray in that, like, I wanted to go back to the whole old school vampire where like there was no getting around feeding on humans. And that is where part of Curses of Wings and Darkness comes from for my vampire novel. And I really liked the whole Hunger Games-esque competition that was in that book. And so I knew that would be interesting to write about, and I could see sort of the Merida trial for marriage thing. I really liked the idea of like a really gritty female. I wanted to write another kind of like in the arena. I have Kenna, who's a bit brash at times, and I really wanted to write that, but a much more grown up version. And that's definitely who Rin is. She's not particularly likable. She's really rough around the edges, and I kind of love that about her. She's hardened because of her environment, very much so. And so I got inspiration from a lot of places and tucked them in the back of my brain for just eventually for a project. Like I always wanted to write a dragon book. I want to write another really strong female. I want to write enemies to lovers for sure. And so all of those things, I just started to see how could these all things could these things all work together in the same book. And that is sort of where all of it got piled into this one. So, Trial of Flame and Wings came from a lot of places, but I would say most of the background and inspiration pulls from those two books, from Fourth Wing and Serpent and the Wings of Night. Given the timing of everything, I would say that's probably where most of them, those little bits came from. I watched the video. Congrats. Yay. Yeah, that vlog where I left my job, it was bittersweet because that was my first big girl job, as I call it. It was my first like big career move after I graduated from college. And I knew it wasn't going to be a long-term thing forever for me, teaching wise. And I got into school counseling, and I knew that wouldn't be a long-term thing for me. What I would love is to write and do basically what I'm doing right now and just do it full time. But it's not quite there yet. And so I really do like psychology, and I could see clients as many or as few as I want. And so it ties in perfect doing both of those things. So I am really excited about it. I still have to finalize a few things. Like I have to do final testing and then supervision hours, which is just clock hours. I just have to be beneath a licensed person for a while. So I have that left. So hopefully in July of next year, really January, I should be working on under somebody just like normal. And then by July, hopefully I'll be closer to like being certified and being able to be off on my own a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. It should be a really fun adventure. And I'm already feeling so much more like myself. It's crazy how just a change of environment can make that big of a difference. And I definitely have felt that. I needed, I think, more autonomy, really. I think I just needed to be kind of more in charge of things. And that's been nice. I'm going to look at Instagram this time around to look at what people may be sending to me. Woo! Let's see. There's been a lot of shares by NaNoWriMo on Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow NaNoWriMo, the actual account for the what is it? The nonprofit. But they shared a ton of my stuff today, which was really nice. I got some engagement with some people I'd never met before that way, which was fun, mostly authors. And on Threads, I have been connecting with, ooh, I would love that. Something I've been working on recently has been looking into, I've been looking into book boxes. I think it'd be kind of a fun adventure to get my book in a book box. And I think Curse of Wings and Darkness would be a really good one for that because it's upcoming. It releases in October. I also think it fits some of the niches better for some of these boxes that I'm interested in. I'm open to a lot of other I'm open to other avenues and other boxes as well. So maybe putting a different book in a box, but um, I've been doing a lot of research on that. And so as I'm scrolling, everything is just book boxes that's getting recommended to me on Instagram. I'm missing all of the fun comments and engagement. Oh, all right. So we are at 22,603 words. That is fantastic. We are about halfway to 1,000 words for the night, which has been which is good because I am attempting to get about 1,000 words a day on average. So we are almost there for today. I'm already 1,000 over what I'm hoping to hit every day. I have actually written more than 1,000 a day, which has been nice. So I feel like I'm in a really good place with this book. I love this project so much. Oh, okay. I think because I'm not seeing any more comments that I haven't at least responded to somewhere. So whether it's on my social media or on here already. So let's go ahead. It is 9:40 where I am. We've been on for an hour 20. Let's go ahead and gear up for the third and final sprint of the night. If you don't, you should go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter because I put out a really brief synopsis of everything that I'm putting out on YouTube, on Patreon, what I'm working on. I put all of that information in my newsletter and it's all in like one page, so it's real short. So you can get an idea what's coming and you can get snippets of stuff along the way. And in my newsletter, I occasionally link freebies. So I have done, what have I linked in there before? I've put some stuff about this book, about Trial of Flame and Wings. I have done that through the newsletter. I also put a discount code for my merch for the Read Books Be Kind merchandise on Spring Tea, or what used to be Spring Tea. So occasionally, usually every few months, I toss something in the link section. That's kind of a freebie just for fun. So go subscribe to that because it's more than just updates. I recently purchased a book box and loved every word of the 8 books. Whoa, I read them all within 3 weeks. Now I am obsessed. Ooh, see, I have never subscribed, and the ones I really would like to subscribe to, so many of them now have wait lists. And I think it would be really fun, especially as I've done research. I found a few that I'm like really intrigued by. I'm trying to remember the one. There's one that they do really cool covers. They take the books that are submitted and they do a special edition cover, and they look like the penguin cloth bound books. They're so pretty, and that is one I'm definitely submitting to. That's at the top of my list. I wish I remembered the name. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to be able to find it right away. But hopefully I'll get into one and I can just share it with you guys when I do. I would love that. Teespring. Yes, that's it. Teespring. Yes. So yeah, I have stickers. I have these t-shirts. I have a tank top also and like a tote bag linked on that merch shop. So whew, my brain is starting to go. But that is something I haven't talked too much about anywhere, even on YouTube in the vlog, or on any of my social media, that I'm kind of looking at a book box, looking at trying to get my book into one. And as far as I can tell, most of them either have an author interest form where you can fill out and submit to have your book considered, or from what other people have told me, in the research I've done looking for that answer, you can just pitch it to them in an email. So there are, I think, 2 on my list that I'm going to pitch that way. Um, and the others have interest forms, and they tend to ask some of the same questions. So, uh, have you considered subscription platforms such as Ream? I have not. I have not. But I could see some of those ideas that I've had for books. I could see doing um, certain things that way. I have a friend who uses what is it? It's KDP's kind of version of that, um, where you can put out stories weekly like that. And she's done that before, and it seemed to do really well for her. Um, I don't know. I might look into that. Um, I think I could see that being really fun because I definitely enjoy looking forward to my like weekly TV shows and stuff. So I could imagine enjoying that kind of a subscription myself. All right, let's move into our final sprint of the night. This has been so much fun. I have been missing this for quite some time. Okay, so we have 20 minutes on the clock. I will see you guys in a bit. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All righty. Woo! All right, Felicia said she finished chapter 2. I am almost to the end of chapter 10. I ended at 22,897 words. I got 294 words for that last sprint. So, what am I up to so far for the night? 823 words for the whole stream. So, a little lower than I was kind of hoping for, but I am going to stay up a little later to finish the last of this. So I am happy with the progress for sure. We are making progress little bit as at a time. So it has been so much fun writing with you guys. It has been way too long. I haven't done this in a very long time. I missed them. I just had to prioritize a lot of things in January and February. And so the live streams had to come off the table. I wrote during those times still, but making them a live stream event had to kind of go by the wayside. And honestly, I don't know when the next one will be. I would love to maybe do another one on Sundays like we used to, and maybe do the next Camp NaNoWriMo stream on Sunday and just do it a little later. I don't know if I can do it at 8:20. It may have to be more like 9. But I would love to do another. So we'll see. Keep a lookout. I may schedule one for Sunday. I do think I'll schedule one for next Wednesday, but I don't know. I would love to do another, especially as we all work through Camp NaNoWriMo. So, I don't know. Thank you guys for joining me. I really hope all of you were able to get a lot of work done like I was. And if you celebrate, if you're in the States, happy 4th of July. Big event. Funnily enough, as not long after we started the third sprint, I was starting to hear fireworks go off. So that was fun and eventful to hear a whole fireworks show. It wasn't just people setting them off. I completely forgot that there's a section of the town I live in that does fireworks on the 3rd of July at night, because the citywide fireworks are on the 4th. So they set them off on the 3rd, and I completely forgot. So, yes, stay safe and happy. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week and a nice weekend. Enjoy it. Hopefully everyone that's participating in Camp NaNoWriMo has a successful one. And if not, progress is progress, even if it's a little less than you anticipated. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one. Read books, be kind. See you later. Bye.
Oh my